So, wait, Discipuli, if you're watching this video, you're getting ready to do the Tuesday night play posit, leading into a grammar flipped lesson for tomorrow. This week we're going to talk about something called linking verbs. Another way to say linking verb is to say copulative. A copulative is something that links two things together, that is namely the subject and the predicate. In this case, the subject nominative and the predicate nominative, or predicate adjective. So things that you should know. Verb discenda. This linking verb is an intransitive verb. Intransitive means that it does not take a direct object. We'll talk more about that later. But right now, for all intents and purposes, it's any form of be or is. So is, are, was, were, will be, has been, had been, will have been. Those are linking verbs. Also, seems is a good example of a linking verb, or seemed. But for right now, we're just going to talk about is. That's all we're talking about for this week. So in this term called nominative, nominative is the case used for certain nouns when they are the subject or the predicate nominative. We'll talk more about those terms in a minute. Some things to keep in mind. So you'll see this nominative case plus this linking verb plus this other nominative case. And you need to remember that word order, Latin word order, is not as important in Latin as it is in English. Word order makes up meaning in English. That is, it's dependent. English's meaning is dependent on word order, but Latin's is not so much. So it might be jumbled up a little bit. You might say, for instance, have the linking verb first and then two other nominatives, or you could have the linking verb at the end. It really doesn't matter, because Latin has case endings to help us figure out what it means. So you can treat the Latin linking verb like an equal sign, because the front nominative will be like when it's in this word order, nominative case, linking verb, nominative case, this linking verb here will be an equal sign, because the front nominative equals the back nominative in terms of case. So let's look at some examples. Piso est poetulus. Piso est poetulus. We have a subject nominative name, piso. Est, linking verb. Poetulus is a little poet, so that would be a predicate nominative. So you see that? Nominative, nominative. Amicus est benignus. The friend is nice. Amicus est benignus. Very good. So, with these examples, we have nominative singular noun, a linking verb, and the nominative singular complement. When I say complement, I mean either a noun like little poet or an adjective like benignus. Brando est anxious. Brandon is anxious. Again, we have a nominative noun, a linking verb est, and the predicate nominative anxious. Pretty easy stuff here. Katerina est puella. Okay, here's something that I see a lot, and we have to get rid of this in our mindset. So we could say Katerina est puellam, and because you think that after a verb it's always puellam, that would be the accusative case. But don't get that confused. Right now we're only talking about that nominative case. So examples of the nominative case are nouns in the feminine gender end in A, and nouns in the masculine gender end in US, like amicus. Sometimes they end in O, but we don't really know for sure sometimes with the third declension nouns. But here are some examples of nominative names or nominative nouns in the singular. And we're just talking about the singular this week. So any name that you see like Brando, Katerina, those are all nominative. Raise is feminine. It means a thing. Rex is masculine. It means king. That's what this F and M stand for. F means feminine, M means masculine. Sometimes we can have either or, masculine or feminine, like DAs. Don't say dies. DAs means day, manus, hand, domus, house, insula, apartment building. Herbs is a city, and then we have these names for our family members: pater, mater, frater, soror, father, mother, brother, sister. Amicus is friend. Tempus is time, and that's neuter. There's 3 genders in Latin, remember. And caelum, which we talked about, is sky. That's also neuter. And then some adjectives that go along with those: meius, mine, or that could go along with those. Any adjective can modify any noun. So meius, bonus, malus, magnus, parvus, multus, paucus, and longus. A lot of these are self-explanatory, like meius is my, bonus is good, like bona fide, or give me a bonus point. Malus, like bad, mal. Magnus, big. Parvus, small. Multus, like multiply, many. Paucus, a few. The paucity is a derivative of that word. And longus, or long. That's right out of Latin. So, for our intents and purposes, if you put domus down, because it's feminine, the adjective has to be feminine. So whatever, even though domus ends in US, after est, you're going to have an A. Sometimes they're going to line up. Like amicus, like we saw up here, sometimes they line up. That is to say that they both have the same ending. US here, US here. But the reason that this has US is because amicus is masculine, not because it ends in US. Same thing with piso est poetulos. Okay, or brando est anxious is a better example. Brando ends in an O, but anxious ends in a US. This is grammatically correct, but that's because brando is singular nominative, so we need the singular nominative form of anxious. Okay, and anxious goes like all of these: meius, bonus, malus, and all that. So I know that this is a little bit confusing, or maybe it is a little bit confusing to you, but the more practice you get at it, the better it'll be. And this is on the national Latin exam and that sort of thing, so we need to discuss it and get practice with it. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow in class. So thank you for your attention. And oh, it looks like Dancing with the Stars is back on. So we'll see you tomorrow.